Hello, my name is Logan. I'm a sophomore at App State University, and this is my literacy narrative. I want to start by talking about a little bit how when I was a young kid, before age of 5, my parents, grandparents, really any adults, they didn't treat me like a kid. They kept me with them. They talked to me, like had conversations with me. They didn't just send me away into the other room to play with Lincoln Logs and Legos, or kids today just play on the iPad. They really included me in what they were doing and didn't try to baby things up for me. So I'm thankful that they did that because a lot of people don't do that anymore. As I started school, especially kindergarten, first grade, I knew how to read because of preschool, and I was really excited about reading. It was an enjoyment of mine until I started taking the accelerated reader test. There are tests you took after you read a book, and as I'm taking these tests and I'm seeing 20s and 30s and 40s, even 10s on some of these 10-question quizzes on a book, it was very discouraging as a young reader because I thought, I was doing something wrong, and the reality is, over the years, I've just, realized that it wasn't just that, I'm just not a good test taker. Um, and that really showed in third grade. I took the test to be in the AIG department at my elementary school, and my math scores were really well. My reading scores were a struggle simply because of the discouragement I had found a few years earlier. But I'm really grateful for a teacher, Miss Gina Gregory, for including me in her AIG class in both math and reading. She saw that I was a really bright student and wanted to include me with the group despite my reading scores not being where they needed to be. I remember her calling my mother that night, or one night at home, and asking for a parent-teacher conference. And as a student, anytime a teacher calls your house needing to speak to your parent, that's never a good thing. You think you're in trouble and something's wrong. But I remember going to the school with my mom for that parent-teacher conference and everything turning out to be okay. It was very much a relief. Um, but despite the AIG class, that was really a test of my critical thinking and my problem solving, and it really didn't help with the reading. So my reading stayed a struggle, and going on into fourth and fifth grade, writing was a struggle just because fourth grade, my teacher missed the entire year for health concerns, and the substitute could not teach as well as a teacher. So writing was really a struggle simply because I didn't have a great foundation. I actually really didn't find that foundation until late middle school, or high school. So getting into middle school, at this point, writing is a struggle. Reading is discouraged, although I kind of enjoy it and can read a book every now and then. But one thing that hadn't really changed is my ability to talk and be outspoken. I really think because of my struggles with writing and my discouragement from reading, that talking and being outspoken really took a control of my literacy and how I spoke and got my message to people, because clearly reading was not working and writing was not working. So I really came strongly attached to talking. I think that has had an influence on me. But continuing on into high school, I really found a grip with reading and writing both there. The writing really came from history teachers, believe it or not, writing these essays for AP courses where you write strictly facts and you're not trying to write fluff. And when I learned to write with just the facts and spilling everything onto the paper to try to prove a point, that really opened the door for me to write and where I'm expressing my opinions instead of just facts. And reading really had a big help in high school as well. English teachers with that, just working with groups, reading books that were interesting, and not taking tests on them. We creating projects using technology to show what we had learned and the message from the book, rather than, oh, here's a test on this book, to see what you know. So my reading at this point, I'm very glad, is not discouraging. My writing is actually something I'm proud of. So yeah, I continued into college, but I think, like I mentioned earlier, the outspokenness that I found has a lot to do with the reading and the writing struggling. I think without that outspokenness taking a big part of my life, I don't think that I would be where I am without it. And what I mean by that is, I want to be a teacher. I want to be that guy who is up in front of the classroom talking and making students better at the reading and writing that I struggled with. So not only do I want to help students improve in the areas where I found struggles in elementary, middle, and high school, but I want to be that guy who's up there talking and just talking end upon end about a subject. And I think because I enjoyed the talking so much as a kid in middle school, it became my relief from reading and writing. I think it's had a big impact on what I want to do with my life. And I don't think I'd be wanting to be a teacher, wanting to be a history teacher at that, uh, without good foundations in speaking and without my struggles in reading and writing.